Not all pedophiles are bad people. We need to have a sense of proportion. Written by Glenn Wilson and published by The Independent in their Voices section. You may remember Todd Nickerson's articles for Salon, which are in fact mentioned here in the caption to a photo. Perhaps unsurprisingly, this piece really reminds me of them, not just in terms of general theme or gist, but also in how it could simply have been an opportunity to make reasonable points about how pedophilia is dealt with, and instead takes a more questionable approach. For starters, although it might seem strange, I think we should look at what isn't in the article, or at least what isn't in the article anymore. Since being published, it's had a little tweak. This piece was edited on 23rd October to remove a reference to victims wanting to, quote-unquote, cash in on episodes of sexual abuse in the past. How can you think that is a good idea? I am going to look at more of the article, but this alone, that the guy thought that the guy thought saying that victims of child molestation just come out to cash in would help his point about not all pedophiles being bad people shows that this guy must just be so, I don't know actually, disconnected? Anyway, through the power of internet archiving, I can show you what the introduction to his piece originally looked like. The public is reviled by the predatory antics of Jimmy Savile that have recently come to light, no doubt rightly. Clearly, he had sexually exploited young fans over many years, while authorities turned a blind eye. Since then, allegations have been leveled at several celebrities, past and present, and atonement is in the air for the decades of sexual abuse they are suspected of. In today's compensation culture, many more victims will no doubt emerge to recall episodes they might cash in on. So what is he saying the issue is here? Was he worried that people were going to start lying to get cash, ultimately harming real victims? No, of course not. The issue, he seems to believe, is that more people are going to come forward, is going to make child molestation seem like a big problem, and that is going to make people feel too negatively about pedophilia. He says, but we need to keep a sense of proportion here. There is a danger of becoming hysterical about pedophilia and seeing it everywhere, like witches at Salem, or commies in Hollywood during McCarthyism. Pedophiles do exist, but there are very few of them, and not all are child molesters. It is possible to be attracted to children as a sexual orientation without acting upon those desires. What's especially weird is that instead of just saying pedophiles aren't bad guys and arguing that directly, he's sort of making them look good by contrast. He's made an alternative bad guy. The greedy cash-ins saying they were molested just to get money, making it seem like a big deal, and spawning a McCarthyist pedo witch hunt. You don't want to be like that, do you? Because that would be ridiculous. Pedophiles are so safe. In fact, now that he's laid out whose side you don't want to be on, let's talk about the benefits of being sexually attracted to children. In my studies of the pedophile information exchange in the 1980s, many members admitted sexual feelings for children which they had been able to contain or turn to social good. Some gravitated toward occupations such as school teacher or social worker, where they could enjoy the company of children without plotting abuse. There's a bit more to this article, and there is more I could comment on, but I think with the first bit I showed you and now this, we're done. It is true that you could be attracted to children and never act on it. I'll let folks like this have that, though I don't think it changes much. When you start talking about pedophiles gravitating toward jobs that give them access to children as them turning their sexual feelings to social good though, that's the point at which you can just fuck right off. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.